Welcome to my channel for the single mom. This is Adrienne Simons. Today, once again, I just want to remind you that you are a powerful creator. And we're talking about how to make a good impression. So also thank you for subscribing, sharing, liking and commenting on my video. And remember, there are in the description below free resources that helps you on your journey to becoming an empowered, powerful being. How do you make a good impression? Have you heard the saying, it is better to be disliked for who you are than to be liked for who you are not? And this whole thing about how do I make a good impression, when you think about it, the reason you want to make a good impression is you're wanting the person's approval, you're wanting their acceptance. And wanting approval and acceptance from someone is an energy of neediness. It's a low vibrational energy. And it just comes across as very unattractive. It's also very draining on the person that you are placing this expectation on. So really the focus should not be on wanting. The focus should be more on how do I relax so that I can just be myself? Because the authentic self that I am is worthy and always good enough. For some people on their quest of wanting to make a good impression, what happens is it feels like they are taking out their CV and the whole idea is to impress you. And they tell you about the amazing school and tertiary education that they completed. They tell you about their degrees, their very exciting career. You hear about their jet-set lifestyle, they're traveling to exciting places. All sorts of things is coming out in the conversation, which is really all about impressing you. And maybe you are impressed, maybe you do find it interesting. But at the same time, with all the talking and all the stories they're telling you, they're bombarding you, you don't get a word in edgewise. They're hogging the limelight. They're not sharing the airtime. And ultimately, at the end of the day, what happens is, even though you think they're interesting, you find that you don't really enjoy their company. And you find that you don't really want to spend a lot of time with someone like that. Have you ever been on the receiving end of that conversation? Or have you ever placed other people on the receiving end of that conversation in your quest of wanting to make a good impression? So note that. You don't want to be taking out your CV and looking at impressing people. There's no need for that. What do people enjoy? People actually enjoy it when you ask genuine, open-ended questions so that they can share more about their life with you, more about their interest, more about whatever it is that interests them. And a lot of times people don't get the opportunity to be with someone that's a good listener and can ask good questions. So you can be that someone for people. I remember this happening to me one day when I was sitting on the train. I met this stranger that started up a conversation with me. I was a teenager, and as we were talking, I found out that this person was a teacher. And he had such good questions that he asked me that I ended up telling him my whole life story, which is something that I don't really often do. But I remember him up to this day. I remember what a wonderful, amazing energy I was getting from him. And what that made me realize is that people don't care much about how much you know or where you've been schooled or what career you are in, etc. What people remember about you is how did they feel in your company? Did they feel like you were listening to them? Did they feel seen and heard? Did they feel accepted? Did they feel appreciated? When you're able to give people that genuine appreciation, and interest, that is actually when you make a good impression. So you can be that for someone, you can be that for people without driving an agenda around it, but to actually cultivate that quality of genuinely being interested in people and allowing people to speak and be in your company without judging them. It's all about respect. When you have respect for everyone that you meet, including people that you may feel, I wouldn't mind making a good impression. When you have respect for them, that respect, that energy is infused in your interaction. And you will find you are not prone to judge someone that you respect. You won't be interrupting the conversation. Keep jumping in every time there's a gap, you're jumping in and interrupting them and making a point as if your point is more important than them. You won't be doing all those things. So it's important to bring respect to the table as well. Another good thing to do is when people give you their names as you are introducing yourself, repeat the name a few times in your mind. When they say the name, repeat their name. They say their name is Sharon, then repeat the name Sharon. Hi Sharon, so nice to meet you. And then try and connect that name with someone else in your life that you may know. Make some kind of connection so that you can remember their name and use their name throughout the conversation. People love it when you use their name. People love it. It makes them feel important. It makes them feel significant. It makes them feel seen, heard, appreciation, all by you just using their name, remembering their name. So those are the kinds of things that makes a good impression on people without you even wanting to make a good impression. So remember those key kinds of things in terms of making a good impression. In conclusion, it's also a good idea to give up this whole thing of wanting to control people's perception of you. Make peace with the fact that not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. Because think about it, everyone that you meet, do you like everyone that you meet? No. And it's okay, because it's always about personal preferences. Just like when it comes to flowers, I prefer a rose, she prefers an orchid, he prefers a sunflower. It's not the flower that's the problem. It's about us and our personal preferences. And that is what inspires us to like something or not to like something that much. So the same thing applies to people. Don't want to control people's perception of you. Let them have their perception. You are allowed to have your perception. They are allowed to have their perception. It's good to realize that the only person's opinion that impacts you is the opinion you have of yourself. When your opinion of yourself is worthy of you, that you are a pure divine being, then other people's opinion and other people's perception matters less and less and less to you. Because the opinion that carries the most weight with you is your own opinion. Also remember, your children are always watching. Your children are always absorbing your example. So when you show that you are not very focused on impressing people, your children will absorb that example. Once again, when they are in their peer groups, they will feel no need to impress people by doing things and saying things and participating in things, all for the sake of impressing people and wanting to be accepted. Because you have shown them self-acceptance is the most important thing. Their opinion and perspective of themselves is the most important thing. And that is a very valuable gift to give them that will protect them and it will protect you. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you're not going to be afraid to just be yourself. Express your uniqueness, and your uniqueness is what's going to make you stand out and make the impression on people. Once again, in supporting you on this journey of life, this journey of standing in your power, embracing your uniqueness, I've got the free program, Embody Your True Nature. You're welcome to receive it for free. It's in the description below. And remember to share, subscribe, like, and comment on the video. I look forward to our next video.